Hello everybody, it's Anne from Anne's Stampin' Up. Welcome to another card making day here in Simcoe, Ontario, where I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. If you live in Canada and you don't have your own demonstrator, you can shop with me. You can reach me at stampsandtea@gmail.com, or my demonstrator website is stampsandtea.stampinup.net. So welcome everybody. We're going to use a product from the annual catalogue today. Beautiful product. It's called the suite is called Mediterranean Blooms, and I'll turn the camera down and I'll show you what we're going to do today. So this is the annual catalogue. This is on page 34-35. It's called Mediterranean Blooms. It's a suite. The whole suite is only $114, and in the suite you get the stamps, the dies, the gems and the DSP. And in this suite there's two beautiful large dies. One is a nice background, one is a nice outline. Beautiful set to work with. So that's what we're going to work with today. I'll show you the DSP. Whoops. DSP is beautiful. Citrus fruits, oranges, lemons, flowers, beautiful papers, and the backs are all sort of like a Mediterranean tile design, very similar to this, but they sort of go small, medium and large and larger. See, this is a smaller one and there's a smaller one again. But beautiful patterns on the front, oranges, lemons, the beautiful flowers from the trees, gorgeous papers. And there's also a couple of papers in here. This one here is these two are navy blue, Night of Navy, and this one just has stars and diamonds on. This has little flowers on. Beautiful papers to work with. So let's get started on today's card. We're going to use the Citrus Blooms stamps, but we're going to use a die from the Spotlight on Nature set, because we want a circle die for the front of the card. So let's get right in and I'll tell you what we're going to use to make the card. We're going to do a note card today, and a note card is just a smaller card, you know, just if you're just writing a quick note to somebody or checking in with them. You could make it yourself. It would be 5 inches by 7 inches, scored at 3.5. You could make an envelope to go with it if you wanted to, or you can purchase them from the catalogue. So that's your basic card size. 5 let me think, 5 by 3.5 when it's folded up. We've got a piece of DSP for the front, which is 4 inches, I think 4.5 inches by 3 will give us a nice border around. We've got a piece that's 5 by 2 or so for the envelope, to decorate the envelope flap, and we've got one piece of basic white cardstock that we're going to stamp on, stamp the image on and the sentiment on, and then cut them out. So let's get started. What to do? Well, let's do the envelope first, because we want the envelope to dry, of course. Let me just get some tools out here. There's my silicone mat, and I'm just going to use liquid adhesive on the outside flap of the envelope. And not too much, but I do want it to stick. And of course always have your envelope flap opened when you're putting adhesive down, because sometimes the adhesive soaks through and it would seal your envelope. Let me move up. Okay, so I'm just putting this piece of DSP beyond the fold in the envelope and dragging it back until I feel it click over the fold, and then I'm just line it down against the fold, trying not to spin it. There we go. I'll just press that down, give it a good press. We'll trim it when it's dry, but we'll just put that over to the one side, ready for when we're ready to trim it at the end. We might as well put this piece of DSP down on the card while we have the liquid adhesive going. corner there. This is just going to go right on the front, and it's going to have about a 1/4 inch all the way around. Just sliding it into place. That's the beauty of your liquid glue. You can give you whatever you're gluing down, you can give it a little push here and there to straighten it up. There we go. So we'll set that to one side as well. We're going to do some stamping now on this piece of it's a 1/4 sheet of white, basic white, basic white. Yes, basic white it's called now, not whisper white. 1/4 sheet of cardstock, and I'm going to use excuse me, I'm going to use this stamp here from the stamp set. It's a single orange, and it's got some leaves and a couple of flowers and things, and it is going to need to be trimmed, and we're going to color it with alcohol markers. So I've got sun coming in somewhere and I can't help it. I shouldn't be complaining about the sun. It's beautiful here today. Alright, so let me stamp this. I'm going to stamp it in Memento Black because I'm going to color it with the alcohol markers. And the rule is you use a water-based ink for alcohol markers, you use alcohol ink for water-based markers if you are using your watercolor pens or anything. So I'm just inking this up, making sure I've got all the pattern inked. A little bit on the end of these leaves. And with Memento ink you can tap a little bit harder, you know, than you can with your regular ink pads, because it's a different what would I call it, a different composition. And I'm just going to put this down. Where am I going to put it? How do I want it to go? I want it to go turn it over. I want it to go something like this with a circle around. So I'm going to bring it down to about here. There. Oh, lovely. That's lovely. Now, from the next step, from the Spotlight on Nature dies, I'm going to pick a die that will fit around this pattern. So let's look at this one with the dots and dashes, and it will fit. What I need to make sure of is I have some design inside the circle and some design outside of the circle. Okay, so I'm going to leave that lying down like that. I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to draw around my circle right on top of my flowers and pattern, just lightly, very lightly. Okay, so you see where this is the die I used. It was the first, second, third die in this set. It's right there, and I've drawn the circle around. Now I need to take my snips, and I need to cut around the leaf parts and the orange that are sticking out from the circle. Now I have to cut down to the second line, the inside line that I've drawn, which would be the inside of the die. This whole circle here is going to be my die when I cut it out, but I need to do some fussy cutting first. So let me see, I'm just going to go in from the side here, and I'm just going to carefully trim around my flowers and my leaves. And I'm trying to leave just a little bit of border there. trying to talk at the same time. And apparently there's a trick that if you're supposed to just really move your paper, turn your paper, not your scissors. I haven't mastered that yet, obviously, but I'm doing it all right here right now. So there's a flower, and I need to keep these flowers, so we're just trimming right around it. I think I'll just trim right up around here. I'll leave that piece on till I see if I really need to cut down in between the flowers right there. And I need to go down, right down, and I'm coming in this way. Let's just pull that off around these leaves. And I saw this done. I really do not know who did it, but it was somebody on Pinterest. I saw it. Let me just trim that one a little bit better. And right down here, just beyond the circle. Oops, and I've got to do this one the same. There. Okay, so now the reason for cutting just beyond the inner circle is because now we're going to take the die that we're going to use, that we drew around. I'll keep that because I can stamp my sentiment on there. We're going to feed this piece through the die, the part I've cut, and you might have to bend your card a little bit, just a little, like that, and then you're going to line your die back up on the circle so that your part of your die is behind this part of your design, but it's going to cut out this part. You see, this part there's no card stuck on, so it's not going to cut through it. So, but you need to cut just beyond your your design, just beyond your design. So if you give me a minute, I'm going to take it to the cut and emboss machine, and I will be right back. So here we are. This is the part we've just cut out. So then when you pop this off the die, you have a beautiful pattern around part of your flower. Let me see, can I what can I put down? Where's my mat here? You've got a beautiful part that sticks out, and you've got a beautiful pattern around, and it just looks like the pattern, the image is coming through and out the other side of the die. So now we have to do some colouring. Now, I am not the best at colouring, but I'll do my best for you this morning. I'm going to leave it on my silicone mat. There's another part I can use for my sentiment. I'll stamp those in a minute. Okay, first of all, I'm going to take my white eraser, just any white eraser, and I'm going to erase carefully the circle that you can see. If you're light enough with your pencil mark, it probably wouldn't show. So there we are. Right, now we've got some alcohol markers going on here. Got a bunch. And I'm going to do my leaves in dark granny apple no, we're going to start with light granny apple green. And you have to go kind of careful here. That's all I'm going to do for the leaves. I think I'm not going to mess too much with it. because you've got beautiful lines in there to show the veins in the leaves and things like that. So then I'm going to start with the orange. I'm going to start with light pale papaya, and I'm just going to color the whole thing. Got to go around the flowers. And I'm just going to color this whole thing, and then I'm going to start shading. So that's just a base color there. That is light pale papaya. Then I'm going to go with, let's go pumpkin pie. So I'm going around the outside, trying to miss my leaves and my flowers, but I want to get this right around the outside edge, and I'm just scribbling a little bit around. And then I'm going to use my light pale papaya again, and I'm going to see if I can blend this in a little better. This is just pulling the dark pumpkin pie in. Put a little more. Because I just want a little sort of a light piece in the middle, you know, where the sun's hitting the orange. That's all I want, but I don't want it to have a straight edge. And then I'm going to go with my pale light papaya again. Just going to scribble over it and scribble around, and when this dries it will all sort of mesh together and run together. I'm going to leave it just like that because I can mess and mess with it. And then I'm going to take dark so saffron, and I'm going to color the flowers. Where are my petals? Here, right? And I've got a couple of buds up here. There. We'll just put a little bit of darker yellow, dark mango melody. Let's see if that will work in the middle of the flowers. I think that's where this dark calypso coral is going to come in. I'm just going to dot a few dots around on top of the black, because you've already got the black dots there from your shading there. That is all I'm going to do with that. Get all those markers out of the way. So now you've got this lovely little piece that will set up on your card, looking lovely. And once this dries, it settles. You know, it won't be quite so streaky, I hope. Let me see, I just got a little bit that I don't like there. The more you mess with it, the more you can make a mess. Sometimes it's better just to leave it alone. There. I'm happier with that. I could just see a streak in there. So now we've got this, we can put that to one side. We're going to do a quick little bit of stamping. We're going to stamp, oh, we need that back, sorry. We're going to stamp two things. We're going to stamp hello, and we're going to stamp just checking in, and we're going to do those in Night of Navy. And Let me see, just checking in is going on here. I'm going to cut it out. Which piece is better? That's a better piece. Native navy, just checking in. Lovely. And where is my other stamp? Oh, hello. And I'm just going to put that, let's have a look, I think just right up here. There, that's nice. So then let's pop this card together and we're all done. Okay, we need to cut this sentiment out. So I'm just going to make it about not even half an inch, I don't think. Just trimming it to make a narrow sentiment. I think I might have to trim it by hand. There. Those out of the way. Bit off here. There. I need some big scissors to cut straight along. There. Just a tiny little narrow sentiment for the bottom of my card. I'm going to put my card together before I put that sentiment down because I think I might have cut it too narrow. So let's pop a few dimensionals on the back of this nice circle here. Okay, and we're going to put this just up here like this, and it's okay that the flowers and the leaves stick off a little bit off the blue paper there. And then I've got this little sentiment, which I think is too small. Stamp this again and we'll cut it a little larger this time. There. Right. Oops. Close up the ink. Let's see if we can cut this on the paper cut, on the trimmer. Yep, that's good. Let's see if we can there. That's just a little bit wider than it was before, but it just looks a little better to me. Which one am I using? This one. We're just gonna, don't use those. Trim it there. Trim it there. We're just going to notch it like that. Maybe just pull that off. There we go. Get rid of those pieces. Pop this up on a few mini dimensionals. There now. I'll just put that right down at the bottom. Looks about right. And we'll finish it with 2 or 3 gems from the same suite. These are called opal rounds, and you have native navy, you have a beautiful gold, and you have like almost like a pearly silver in there. So we'll just put 2 or 3 of these little ones, I think, on the card to finish it off. Maybe one there. There. And then we'll trim the envelope and we are done. Just following the shape of the envelope here, trimming off the DSP. And there you have today's card and envelope. So there it is, today's card. Just a quick little card saying hello, just checking in. Used the Mediterranean Citrus Suite. It's my own design. If you want to copy and share, please do so. If you sell your cards, use the Stampin' Up Angel stamp. Just to see all the supplies used were Stampin' Up supplies. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next week. Bye!